Hey guys, welcome back. We've got the latest version of FSD. It's 13.2.8, and this is my first drive with the new software. I've already noticed that it put the blue arrow there on the screen. That is new when I started. Here, technically, we could be making a left if we cross over to that other lane, but I'm going to let it do its thing here. We're going to see how smooth. I've heard that this version is quite smooth. So we're going to see how it works. We've got a little speed bump here at the stop sign, which definitely makes that speed bump a non-issue, assuming you come to a stop. And let's see how this works on a little trip over to Stewart's in Stillwater. For those of you who know the area, I'm in Malta, New York, roughly 20 miles. There, saw that stop sign a little late, but it saw it and came to a stop. Very good. This is about 20 miles north of Albany, New York. Not too far from the Vermont border. And let's see how this works. We do have a series of roundabouts here. These circle intersections that I kind of have a love-hate with these things. They work, but sometimes people don't always give you the right of way when you need to. But let's see how the car handles it. I expect it'll be nice and smooth. I do have FSD set on normal, so not chill and not hurry. Just on the middle normal section, I have a 5% offset on the speed relative to the speed limit. We'll see how it handles that. I know on a couple earlier versions of 13, that FSD 13, it was sometimes still exceeding the speed that it should by quite a margin, way more than what I had it set to. It seems to have a fondness for 68 miles an hour in a 55. And let's see if it ever ends up hitting that. And here we do have, after this roundabout, we've got two lanes merging into one, but we have no traffic to negotiate next to us or behind us. So no issues there. It's got the yield signs, it's looking, and it does successfully see the car here to our left, now in front. Chevy Trax. And it does use the turn signal when it wants to exit the roundabout, which is interesting. Now, in order to go straight at this next roundabout, which is this the last one? No, I think there's one more after this. Yeah, we do have to get over to the right lane, and it's having trouble because the car behind us isn't quite letting us. Now it is, and it's diving in. That's good. Very well done. You can see it's very much winter here in upstate New York. There goes a plow with a whole bucket of salt on the back. There's no active snowstorm right now, although I think tonight they are calling for a little bit of snow or freezing rain or something. We've had a little bit of a warm spell here, warm being relative. It has reached the mid 40s for the most of the last week, and during as daytime highs, and overnight it's been getting down to still stays a little above freezing for the most part. So we've put a good dent in the amount of snow that's active on the ground. These plowed piles are going to hang around for quite some time, but the snow in our front yard, for instance, has gone from 6 or 8 inches high, maybe even a little more, which was over a few different snowfalls that each put 2, 3, 4 inches down, and it accumulated over the course of a couple weeks because it never really got above freezing in between those snow events. And but now, what used to be maybe a total of 8 inches sitting in the yard is down to maybe 2. And we do have a fair warm up coming again next week. And today, by the way, is March 1st, 2025. And actually, this week marks the 1 year anniversary of picking up this car. So stay tuned for my 1 year review. I'll go over stats, mileage, upgrades, what we've done with the car, road trips, accessories and upgrades we've done, all that good stuff. Stay tuned for my 1 year review. We have quite a few miles on this car after 1 year, well above the average that most people do in a year. And so if you're interested in what a high mileage Model Y can do after 1 year and how it's performed and all that good stuff, watch out for my next video coming up this week, later on this week, and we'll have all the good details for you. So far, this is doing well. Yeah, this is a 45 mile an hour speed zone, and it's set to 47, which would be the 5% over. So, okay. Normally, I might, I could set it to 10% and let it go 49 or 50, which is the most I would usually want to go in a 45, go 49 or 50. But I'm just going to leave this on 5% because I do want to compare. Is it ever going to try to go well over the speed that we asked it to do? So, doing well so far. Coming to a complete stop. And we are good to go. I'm not sure I see any difference between this and the earlier versions of 13. I think the last version of 13 that I had was 13.2.2. This is 2.8. And so far, I'm not sure I see any difference, which is not anything bad. Version 13 is just so well, polished compared to even some of the later versions of version 12. And it really is working very well. Coming to a stop is pretty smooth. That last stop sign it went to there, it was on a downhill. Ooh, there's a Kia EV9 that just went by. Very nice. That last stop sign was on a significant downhill. Personally, I think it stayed on the accelerator a little longer than I would have. I would have started backing off and let it kind of coast nicely, a little more gently down that hill into the stop sign. But it did fine. I don't have it set to chill. Maybe that's what more of a chill type of behavior would be at that stop sign. But no interventions. We're just letting it do its thing. I do have it set to Stewart's in Stillwater, which is directly across from the Stillwater Bridge. It can be a little tight in that parking lot, so I'm not sure what it's going to do when we get there. I might just take over when we get there and park it in a spot. If it's not busy there, then maybe I'll let it park itself. But I suspect that Stewart's is going to be quite busy today. There's a lot of traffic out and about. It could just be that it's relatively mild. I mean, the car says it's 35 right now. It doesn't feel quite that chilly. It feels a little nicer. Maybe it's the extra humidity in the air from a lot of the snow melt and that kind of thing. It helps it to feel, I don't know, just a little warmer than that. It has kind of a 40 to 45 degree feel outside. So I'm not sure that 35, now it says 34 degrees. Not sure that's totally accurate. It could be skewed a little bit from water and snow and splashing stuff coming up off the roads and affecting the temperature sensor. By the way, I need to look up exactly where the temperature sensor is in the Model Y. If you know, leave it in the comments. I need to look up where in the front. Is it in the front grille? Is it farther back in the, well, we're not going to call it an engine bay or, engine compartment, but is it farther back in the guts under the frunk? Or is it more or less exposed there in the grille down underneath the license plate of the car? Let me know if you happen to know offhand where that is. Because one thing I've noticed in this car compared to our 2019 Model 3 that we used to have, that Model 3, when you left the garage, it almost instantly started to reflect what the outside temperature was. Or actually, to be more accurate, it very quickly started to trend either down or up, whatever it needs to do. And within a mile or two, you were reading what the accurate temperature was outside. In this car, I've noticed it takes quite a while for it to start registering that it needs to either, if the temperature is significantly lower or higher than what the inside of our garage would be. This time of year, if it's 20 degrees outside, it's probably 40 degrees inside our garage. Well, it might take almost 10 minutes. I can go easily 5 miles. It probably is more like 10 miles until it accurately reflects the 20 degrees that it is outside. So I'm curious if the thermostat or thermometer placement on this for reading the outside temperature is in a spot that is easily skewed or allows the reading to be skewed, or if it's just how the computer in this car works and it takes it a while to acclimate and figure out what the actual true temperature is outside. If that's something you've noticed, also let me know in the comments, because I wonder if it has something to do with placement or computer updating time, or maybe it's something else I'm not even thinking of. But anyway, so far so good. It's navigated these intersections very well. This is a nice little, back and forth type country road between Malta and Stillwater. And yeah, it's doing very well. I do have the stock, they're the winter tires. This is Tesla's winter package with the Pirelli Winter Soto 03 tires. I'll also be sure to mention those in my 1-year review. But the quick and dirty on that is these tires work really well. They're really good for winter tires. If you want to get the stock winter package from Tesla with the Winter Soto Zero tires, I say go for it. These are really good, really quiet. I believe they do, being Tesla's OEM tire for winter. I believe it does have the extra foam on the inside of the tire, which makes it even quieter. Of course, any new tire is going to feel and sound quieter than the tires you took off before. I had roughly, I think, 18 or 20,000 miles on my summer tire set that I was using, which was just an aftermarket set of tires. They were frankly getting to be a little noisy, and I've used those same tires before on our Model 3. I was using them because I put on a lot of miles on the car, and I wasn't looking for anything super expensive or anything. Just something that I can burn the tires through in about a year's time, or actually less than a year's time. And I think next summer set of tires, I'm going to pick something different. Try to find something that doesn't get so much of a droning sound after even 5 to 10,000 miles on them. That gets a little old. It's not terrible, but boy, did I really notice when I put this winter set on. It's just so quiet. It's almost a different car. So I think I had underestimated how noisy my summer tires were getting as they're wearing out. They're roughly half worn at 18 to 20,000, which is about right. I've been getting 40,000 miles basically out of a set of tires in this car. And it was the same on the Model 3 as well. I was basically getting 35 to 40. I think one time I was able to stretch it to about 45,000 miles in the Model 3. But yeah, so really happy with these winter tires. Super grippy, super quiet. I have maybe 3,000 or 4,000 miles on these right now. And I'm really happy with them. So hope to get a few winters out of them, because I'm not going to run them all winter. When in another couple weeks, maybe, when I see that the temperature trend is starting to go up, and we are out of the woods as far as risk of major snows. Not that it's totally a 0% chance, but as we get into the middle to end of March, temperatures start moderating back up a little bit. Of course, this is upstate New York. Snow here in May is not unheard of by any stretch. So, but I like my chances that I can. Okay, now that's very good. Now that car ahead of us here turned in front, and we waited nicely without even a budge until they were gone. So I will scoot over for these cars that are parked on the side. Very good. We didn't have any traffic to even negotiate there. Now this intersection here, we're going to be turning left, and we're just a quarter mile now from the Stewarts. And it's not that this is a blind corner, but it is going to have to pull up farther than this. Yeah, it's good. Now that it did its full stop, now it can peek out. Yep, very good. There's actually no traffic, but I was hoping there'd be a car or two so that it would have to negotiate that, but that's all right. This is done very well. No touching of the wheel. Look, ma, no hands, as they say. And yeah, so now we're going to turn in. We're going to let this truck go. Very good. Okay, well, we'll just let her stop there. I actually wanted it. I'm surprised it didn't actually turn in to the Stewarts. Granted, it didn't know which part was the parking lot versus the road. But let's end it there. Very good. No interventions. It's just so good. Best driver assistance on the market, period. And it just proved it again. So there we go. FSD 13.2.8. That was my first drive with it. And let me know in the comments if you want to see anything else, or see any highway challenges or anything like that. And we'll do some more FSD content here. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Keep tripping. Bye-bye.